Been a chill day. Should have been a little bit more productive, but that just wasn't what the universe was willing. But I did do some things, but not everything. I don't have my phone. No phone. No phony honey. That's the way, I like it, that's the way I like it, that's the way, I like it, Been listening to that song on repeat chat. It's really good. I don't even know if this is. Are these set up? Doesn't Caleb have to do like a whole bunch of buttons? Okay, no. Oh, you don't even have to really press on them. They're just tappies. Oh. I didn't know. Oh no, I think I'd rather have them be more pressable. You have like at least, I don't know how long you were gone for, but I literally went toddler mode and went.
Just pressed every button.
Just these ones. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Oh, I didn't even. Peaches not even plugged in.
No. So if there was any noise,
no, there was.
Oh,
we just couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I pressed every single one of these colors for like.
Ended the recording right there. That would have been.
We haven't even done anything. Better fuck up in the beginning than anything.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I was messing around with. I didn't touch any of that. I just the buttons. I was like, what did the green one do?
What did do?
Wait, can we hear it now? So yeah, that was just I turned them. Wonder if I just this is like the Infinity Gauntlet. What if I just turn them all on?
Just every single one. You know, I forgot the sword. Oh well. Props be darned.
Props be darned.
We at least have the sound guy.
We at least have the sound guy.
Let me clap. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious Podcast. I am your host, Caleb, the guy dressed like a ninja, I guess.
You look like you look like Toji.
Ooh.
You're just missing like gray sweatpants.
I'm here with co-host Alex. He's cozy today. Cozy guy.
Yeah, just
vibing. Summer vibes. That's what you're giving off right now.
Today has just been a lazy day.
You're honestly giving off the vibe that you just got done mowing the lawn, and you're just hoping that there's like an ice cold glass of lemonade.
Fuck, I don't want lemonade, goddammit.
Lemonade's good.
It is. Super sugary though, depending on what you're doing with it, but
yeah.
No, I knew I didn't have any like other shorts, so I was just like, fuck it, bum.
Yeah, I don't think I own
status.
shorts anymore.
How do you not own shorts?
I think I got rid of them all.
What? How do you? I am not a pants enjoyer, so it's like shorts. It's breathable pants or nothing.
I just don't like my legs.
Really? Why?
I don't know. But so far it's been working out. I mean, there's probably no fat on my legs at all because they all get sweated off, if there was any.
I wonder what would happen if like you were to fall from a great height. Would your thighs be okay?
I'd probably be perfectly fine, to be honest. I think we proved in the past episode that I can survive terminal velocity like a squirrel.
I meant like from like a not like from the bleach. I don't even know how tall that bleacher story was, but like a decent like all thigh like momentum.
So you want me to drop like SpongeBob did on the episode where he broke his butt?
I'm trying to remember that episode. Oh God, yes.
Just his entire lower half just shattered.
I remember the episode now. But yeah, that's besides the point. So in accordance to last week, because I guess this is gonna be
oh, go ahead.
This motherfucker said, I have a topic for today's video. And I'm like, yeah, I would hope so. Because this is like a two-parter. So maybe we won't do the topic that was originally planned accordingly to what he thought about like to 20 minutes ago. What happened?
Okay.
What was the chick's lady's name again?
Susan Hunt.
I was Chat. I was right. I was right. Chat.
Conclusion to the Susan Hunt story.
Continue.
So on Friday, I gave that spiel to this guy. Recount what the Spider-Verse thing, where it's like, let's do this one last time. And this guy who answered the phone was like, my company has never called you before. And I go, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean your company's never called me before? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, what's the name of your company? He tells me the name. And I'm like, that is completely different from the company that called me yesterday. So I was even more confused.
Huh?
So then I was eventually I gave this guy a good licking too, and he apparently had never had any idea of any of these phone calls prior to this one that he just had. What? So he just got an earful. And then the next guy I got more information from that, like, basically the option that Susan Hunt's probably a scam artist. That's probably the right.
So I was correct.
So it just sounds like Susan put out like our phone number to probably some real estate agency or whatever, like some bank site that pushes out phone numbers to real estate companies if you're trying to sell your house. But she was probably not actually trying to do that. She was just trying to avoid some sort of payment and put out a fake address and fake phone number.
Wow. I'm big brain.
So a whole week of phone calls for nothing. And, you know, after that second guy called, I didn't get a phone call for the rest of that Friday. So I thought for sure that would have been the end of it. And I was like, man, it's finally over. I'm at peace.
It's not over.
And then it's like, I felt like Goku and Vegeta when they're fighting Metal Cooler and they finally beat him. And they're both just exhausted on the ground, just like, we did it. We finally won.
Kakarot.
And then they look on the horizon and
what's that?
There's just a million Metal Coolers. That was basically how it was the start of this week as the phone calls continued. But now this time they're not even... Like only like one of them asked for Susan. The rest of them just call and then immediately just hang up.
What?
So now it's not even about Susan anymore. Now it's just about making my life miserable.
What?
So I've been defeated. Susan won. Susan defeated me. Whatever plan Susan had, it worked. I can't win. That's the shocking conclusion of this. Is Susan won. I literally cannot get rid of these spam callers because there's infinite, an innumerable amount of real estate agencies that could possibly keep calling, asking for her, but they'll never find her, and they'll only ever have my work number.
Hold on, I gotta. Hello, welcome to Game Theory. Ass fucking theory right now. So what I'm presuming, going off of my evidence from last week, which I had given like 3 options, and it looks like my one, I think it was on camera, right? I did say it on camera.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Where I said it's possible that for whatever reason she was in legal trouble, needed to sell her house, but gave her number to the wrong place on purpose, so it became the fault of the seller. It's kind of how like with taxes with Google, like for me, if I don't get my Google information legally, I am technically fine not paying my taxes. That's kind of how it works. There's a little bit more nuance to it like that. So it's on Google's fault for not reporting it to me. So I'm not at fault. It's them. So it kind of works with her if I'm thinking it's correct. But if she's a spam caller, that must mean this is way bigger than we initially thought. This is not some individual just trying to like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to make it somebody else's fault. Like, no, this person seems like
They're conniving.
They're doing some large scale plan, and we are currently recording the aftermath process of it, because it looks like maybe she like big brain knew, or they big brain knew.
Her and her husband Mike.
Maybe Mike are trying to get away with something, and now it's just became a legal process for all these people, not them now.
Yeah, because honestly, it's like this is just a depressing end to this story, because no matter how much I pretend to be Susan, it's a different caller every time from a different company.
Is it still in Washington though, or is it like fucking international now?
I think it's still in Washington, but a lot of the agencies I've been seeing have been coming out of, I think, Michigan. So I'm not even sure anymore, but honestly, I can't win, because they'll just call. They'll keep calling. Even if I pretend to be Susan for an hour straight, they'll just call again, a new caller.
So does this mean that the Colombian Basin Herald needs a new phone number?
Probably, yeah, at this point. Like,
wow.
I can't win. I can't beat the system. They're not as frequent as they were last week, so I'm hoping that it's just starting to trickle out.
This is weird.
But if it continues, I literally cannot escape this vortex of suffering, because these companies will just, that because they can't even communicate with each other that this is a bad number. So these companies just have to guess every time that this is Susan's actual number. So I'm just stuck. I'm in purgatory until eventually the companies run out and have all been told this is the wrong number.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not expect this. I thought there were going to be funny shenanigans at the end of the road, but no, this is the bad ending.
It's the bad ending. My shenanigans couldn't outmaneuver
a literal crime syndicate.
A crime syndicate. No matter, because like I said, no matter how long I stayed on the line, no matter how many phone calls I pretended to be Susan on, they would just continue to call.
This is depressing.
Like it only would save my time by saying wrong number and hanging up.
Is that the optimal route now? Wrong number.
It is at this point. As soon as I don't get immediate response, and I know I've recognized what kind of numbers they call from now. If I don't get a immediate response, or they ask for Susan, I just immediately I'm like, oh, nope, this is
wrong person.
Number. Wrong number. Click. Wow. And that's all I can do. The shenanigans are over. I'm stuck.
The Susan Hunt story comes to a close.
At least. I mean, at least
for now.
At least the fun part has, until they finally decide, until every agency has finally got wind that this is the wrong number, I will continue to suffer the curse of Susan.
You must have done some like bad karma or something.
I must have.
This is your punishment.
I don't know what I could have possibly done.
Who knows?
Yeah.
That is life. Anyway, so we had a topic for today.
I did have a topic. I was listening to a podcast this morning about sports. And on this podcast, so you haven't heard anything about the WNBA player Caitlin Clark?
Is this the young black woman who is in Russia?
You are about a year late on that story. She's already back in the U.S.
Okay. No, I was just wondering if that was the same person.
No,
so
Caitlin Clark is an up and coming player. She's the same age as us. Okay. But she's doing very, very extremely well in the league.
Okay.
Like, she's becoming like a poster child for the WNBA, making it like her being in the WNBA is boosting the popularity of it to where it's becoming like very lucrative. And so the very first thing I want to start off with is you know how men get when it comes to women in sports.
Yeah.
It's always, I can beat you in that sport, even though they have absolutely no knowledge of that sport whatsoever. So I heard this story this morning that Pat McAfee, the punter who has his podcast show, he he challenged Caitlin Clark to play one-on-one on basketball.
Okay.
And said that it was
first to 20.
Some contract said that he had to post it to his YouTube channel, the podcast YouTube channel.
Okay.
The entire game.
Okay.
And he got smoked, absolutely smoked by her in this game of 1v1. And they did not post it to the channel because he's so embarrassed. Because he said it'll be easy. I'll beat her. I'll win. Get smoked. Doesn't want to post anymore.
You know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You're the fucking punter. I didn't expect an elite performance out of you. Unless you're like Odell, who is good at everything.
But it's like...
Yeah, I know. Kind of dumb for you to think that.
You gotta... First of all, you're playing against the best of her league.
Yeah. At her sport.
That you don't play. What makes you think you could possibly beat her? Like... Ignorance. That's just an absolute stupid blunder on his part.
Yeah, no, that's just dumb.
It's actually just funny now to just watch and laugh as now he has to own up to his consequences of his actions. He could not put his money where his mouth was.
I don't know why you would put your mouth there to begin with.
He shouldn't have.
It's like the equivalent of going up to a boxer and being like, I can beat you. And it's like, motherfucker, that's the world heavyweight champion.
How are you dumb? Possibly beat him?
Actually, it's more like cruiserweight champion. You didn't even go up against LeBron.
So that is just absolutely an insane thing to hear. And it's like, man.
Are you dumb? Are you actually just dumb?
Are you just stupid? I'll never understand that logic by guys who think they can beat any woman at any sport.
Yeah.
It's like, if they're a trained professional
there has been not full games, but the Sidemen have faced the American women's soccer team, and they have gone. I don't know if they fail for the content. Could totally be possible, but taking it at face value, sometimes you can be funny, but there's just some cases where it's just like, okay, I don't think you necessarily have the skills here, big man, because at least the Sidemen play soccer pretty consistently.
Yeah, like if you are an actual player and you're like, I think I can take you, then that makes sense. Yeah. That's an honest
different sport, not like the craziest athlete of even on their team.
On his own sport, not even the most athletic person.
Like, I would argue I could have probably beat him in it.
I
don't probably have the endurance for it, but I probably could have at least made more of a challenge.
You probably have you and him would probably be a better matchup than him and her.
Oh, definitely.
Like that's like Goku going up against Farmer.
God. That's really funny. That's why did you humiliate yourself?
I don't know why guys do this to themselves. Like, I honestly don't.
You know what, too? It's going to be funny. He probably didn't even prep for it.
He probably didn't. He was probably that confident that he'd win.
God, you're dumb. Even
extremely stupid.
Even when I go into fights that I don't know if I can win, I'm going to prep before, bro.
Yeah, you should. You should honestly be like, man, I'm fighting an uphill battle here. I should probably actually brush up on
my skills.
Make sure I'm at peak performance so I can at least make it a challenge.
Did he score?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything outside of that, but I know he got smoked. I think I was just reading about her. I think she's 6'1".
I'm slightly taller than her. We're probably around the same height then. That's still really.
Oh no, she's just 6 foot straight up.
Oh, I'm half an inch, an inch and a half taller than her, inch and a quarter.
Here you go. Yeah,
and oh my God, that even makes it more funny. She's not even I don't even think she's the tallest in her sport, no?
I don't think so
either. Oh my God, that even makes it funnier,
but bro. She is dominating the women's league right now.
Holy shit. What's her play style? Is she I
haven't really watched anything about her, but I just keep hearing people talking about it, and her stats are extremely good. So it's like, man, she's looking pretty good. She's looking like a real player right there.
Well, I hope
but that leads to the controversy that I just remembered that's been going on.
Okay.
Which is the main topic of the thing, which is that the WNBA, the players and a lot of other people within that association hate her for being better. To put it bluntly, they hate her for being better. To the point,
okay,
where I don't know, I might be out of line saying this and might not have my facts straight.
Okay,
but Michael Jordan during his prime was able to make the Olympics, right?
Several times, actually.
Several times. Caitlin Clark was not allowed to be in the Olympics.
For what reason?
Because she was in the finals. However, I do believe Michael Jordan was also in the finals and also was still able to make the team, as well as LeBron and other players.
I will argue this. Sometimes in those contracts, so this goes for MLB, especially MLB, is that some of the franchises just don't want to have their players out so they get injured. It's kind of weird how you can dictate what a person does outside of the field. Almost completely unrelated. So I can kind of understand that point to where it's like, no, we don't want you to play. Just you know,
like, we're in the finals, and
you're extreme. I understand it, but I want to take a step back. So is it like hate as in like burning actual hate, or is it like competitive rival hate?
So to give you an idea of how it's been going, is that players intentionally will foul her.
Okay, so they're doing the classic Celtics thing,
and the refs won't call it.
Why won't the refs? Are the WNBA refs being paid off?
I'm not gonna say that, but what I will say is it definitely seems like they're actively against her. Even I've heard wind. I don't know if this is true, but even like her own team is even bitter towards her.
What?
Where it's like, why?
Huh?
How can you be that hateful to someone?
So I will say this: knowing my sport, I don't watch the sports. I said this in the previous podcast. However, I am tuned the fuck in to the drama and controversy of the actual sports world. So it's like the equivalent of me, like, I guess it's me with like Warhammer. I don't play the tabletop game.
You just know,
but I know lore. I'm continuously absorbing the lore. So some of the time, with like when a team hates a player, it is more likely than not, a majority of the time, that player's fault for being X, Y, and Z. And I'm probably assuming in this case, I don't know it fully. You're gonna have to fill in my gaps here. Is that behind the court or in the locker room, she's a bit of a dickhead.
Well, it's actually a different story.
Okay.
So I haven't heard much about her personality, but they're upset because she's getting all the media attention now. And from an interview I heard from, I think, the Today Show, one of the ladies on there said that specifically that she was upset because now that WNBA is getting popular and pushing up a woman who is white, good looking, and straight. And that's why a lot of them are upset.
She's white?
She's white.
I thought she was. I was thinking white. The wrong player this entire time. I was thinking of college.
I think you're thinking that she does have like a rival right now, which So
we got Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan color swap.
That is what people are comparing it to. Caleb and Post here just with a little fact check on this one because I didn't notice it at the time. But Alex actually meant to say Magic Johnson and Larry Bird here, not Michael Jordan. And I'm going to try to see if I can find the name of the her rival.
Okay, you know what though? I might have to agree on the racist side of things here, in the sense that, like,
Angel Reese. That's
who I was remembering. Back to what I was saying. I do think I have to agree with the racist take. A white player with crazy stats dominating a primarily black sport, it writes itself. Of course they're going to spin it like this. Of course.
So you think it is because of racism?
When it comes, because basketball is a business, and the way you can spin it like this, my white queen.
Well, I think
it is.
I don't think that has not been what they're pushing it as, though. Even I've seen more support for Caitlin Clark from players of the actual NBA than the WNBA. Like,
God, there's a lot of like. Another fun fact about me: some of the time, every once in a while, I will get into Black history and culture on YouTube. The thing is, though, with black sport players, is there is a kind of critical look at them and how they might not really be culturally black or accepted. So them kind of supporting a white woman sometimes is like, it's like you're going against the grain of it. So this is shockingly big brain. You got to be in the culture to know this. If she's doing a really good job and them supporting her is one thing, that's fine, that's cool. But if you look at it at a more esoteric look, there might be a lot more involved here. And how I personally see it, and knowing the history of certain sports events, I think it's at least partial. It has to be at least partial, at least coming from the news themselves. I think it might just be because of her attitude behind the court is what happens most of the time. Or maybe genuinely, they just fucking hate her.
I think, I honestly, from everything,
might be a mix.
From everything I've been taking in, it seems like it's mostly jealousy.
Yeah,
but like,
probably.
There are still the players who, like Angel Reese, I think actually does view her as like an actual rival, so actually respects her game, which is honestly
good.
I think that's what upsets me the most is like, instead, like, why not just respect the fact that she's doing extremely well and helping the league, and then push yourself to rival her, so then when you become the top dog, it's like it feels even better that you dethrone the person that was the best. Like,
sometimes motherfuckers just want to hate the hate.
That's honestly what I think it comes down to is these people are just hating because they hate. Yeah. And I think it's stupid.
I won't lie though. Thinking about it like a story perspective, hating on like a white princess, it's like, it won't lie, it's kind of tantalizing. And just to look at her like that, I won't lie, man. I understand why they might be wanting to hate that hard.
I just think it's unnecessary. Like it should just be about the players playing the game. How good they are at the game. That's what should really matter. And if these players aren't doing as good as her, then that's like on them.
I feel like I'm on ESPN and we're just two commentators and me taking it from a cultural look. Caleb, it's just about the game, man.
It's all about the game.
It's about the game. It doesn't matter about the politics of it.
Like making it, I hate to sound like that guy on the side, but making it political is honestly just taking away from the player's actual abilities.
No, and I agree with that. But to be funny,
but like that, you're probably right. That's most of the like discourse around this is that it's cultural and political. It's now become a political issue because it's race now.
Yeah,
where it's like that should have never been the case to begin with.
Yeah, no, and basketball has I think out of all the major American sports, basketball is the most tied in with culture. So when you see at least on a very casual basic level, some white chick pulling out fucking wild numbers, it's gonna upset some things. People are gonna be like, what's this white bitch? What the fuck is she doing? She ain't doing that. No way. People are gonna be upset. And I think maybe even now in this day and age, you don't want to upset people because then you're gonna get the fucking fire. So I understand how maybe some of these refs just go, man, I kind of want to keep my job. She traveled. I didn't see it though. I blinked. I blinked.
But see, now that's not fair to the other players even, because now they're just able to get away with stuff and they're not becoming better at the game. They're just getting freebie passes because people don't like this one player who's doing better.
Welcome to the system right now. Somebody gotta do something. But no, this happens pretty often in sports. It definitely happened with Michael, even though he was black. Mm-hmm. Some people just didn't like Black Jesus. People were more Larry Bird fans. But it's just that fucking sucks. But I'm good that the WNBA is finally picking up steam after decades.
But I hate to say it too, but I feel like this is just like a cultural thing with women.
Definitely.
That they just don't like each other, and I don't. As a guy, I just don't get it.
You know,
they just have an internal hate towards each other.
To guys or women?
No, women.
Okay. I will say this. So I do hang out with my girlfriend's friends often. Oftenly, inside joke.
Oftenly.
And I won't lie. I won't name names, but after a certain event involving a couple or a ex-couple now.
Oh.
God, there are just some guys raised in such a way. There's only one way to name them, and that is absolutely moronic. 100%. They don't understand the other person at a fundamental level or have the basic concept of understanding whoever may be in front of me is a living, breathing person with feelings that I need to understand. And the fact that they don't self-reflect upon themselves, Marcus Aurelius style. And I feel like a lot of guys are like that. I'd say a massive majority of men are like that, and they just don't think about anybody they only think about themselves and nobody else. And I think that primarily contributes to this problem, because when I was looking at their relationship, when I was asking for firsthand details, it's like, this is the biggest moron I've ever seen, because even when it came to understanding emotions, you know, you would think, oh, well, you're dating a woman, so you're probably just in it for the advantages, correct? No.
Huh?
Yeah, no. He would do it and then get scared halfway in. Yeah. So there's just guys just really dumb.
What does this have to do with my statement, though?
Because guys are just fucking stupid.
But I was talking about women hating each other.
Oh, that too. But like everybody just hates women. Women hate women. It just goes for everybody. But specifically, I was talking about guys.
I was confused. I was like, where's he going with this?
No. Everybody just...
I'm still confused where that came from.
I just wanted to say that.
It was just on your mind.
It was, and it kind of I had to weave it in there.
You wanted to find a way to talk about it.
Yeah, I did. And it was funny. But like everybody just sometimes... I think fundamentally, I don't think it's women on women. I think it's just with people in general.
People just hate each other.
Yeah, they don't know how to act and or talk in front of another person logically enough. Going back to the sin episode, which did kind of good, I think.
I think so.
People just can't let go of the wrath in front of them that blinds them.
Envy.
And it fucks over a lot of things. You see it with relationships between men and women, men to men, girls to girls, so on and so forth. And it's just like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
Yeah. But I think if we're just strictly looking at it from the girl to girl thing, girls just hate other girls. That's just, I don't know why. If Nat was here, she would be able to explain it.
If only she wasn't on vacation.
Yeah,
right now. This would have been a perfect episode to have her on.
I think if I were to channel my girlfriend, her soul through me, I'd be able to answer it in a way that only I would be able to figure it out. And that is just because women just don't like other women for the fact that I think they're just more envious in general. Biologically speaking.
Biologically.
Yes, because my girlfriend at multiple times has came to me after I had a conversation with somebody, a woman, or a woman in a specific vicinity looking at me, and my girlfriend goes, I hate that bitch. I'll go, what do you mean?
Whoa,
Nothing happened. There was no talking. We were in the lettuce aisle or the greens aisle for like 10 minutes. What the fuck happened? She stared me down. I knew what that bitch was thinking. We were talking through our minds. I'm all like, what in the anime battle just happened?
What the psychic energy just...
They had a stand fight. I didn't even know. My girlfriend has told me that multiple times. Women are just haters against other women because other women are more, how do I say this? Not casually wanting, but more subconsciously wanting. Mm-hmm. Or maybe just like secretly wanting of things. And other girls know that. And a bitch will rip another bitch's throat out. So when you look at a highly competitive sport like that and such, yeah, I understand why. I understand how it gets a lot more different than guys and stuff, where it's just like, I'm just going to beat you on the court. Where these other girls are like, man, you a ratchet bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to beat you on the court, and then I'm going to just beat you.
Yeah. Girls are fucking violent, man.
They can be. They can be.
I've been on a historical kick as of late. It's even now appearing in my recent video. Bro, women who eventually get in power are violent. They're scary.
They just choose violence. I remember hearing about some Chinese empress. She was like the most deadly ruler that they ever had.
Chinese wars be like, Queen Sanxin had a cup of tea, 15 million dead, 3 extinct species, one new dog species found.
One new dog species.
One province lost. Mongol invasion next. What?
Excuse me?
It's funny. Chinese war history is absolutely amazing. You should go into it. That statement I said is not wrong.
Yeah, I probably should.
But yeah, no, girlies scare me, man. Like, genuinely, while guys can be like extremely sadistic, you know, mustard gases in the trench and shotguns.
Is that why you went like this?
Yeah. Girlies can just be fucking psychopathic, and it scares me.
But I mean, you said it's like biologically. Is that? I was more thinking like it's just the nature of the world brought them that way.
I don't think so. I guess if we're getting back to the conversation I always think about of like, the cruelty of the universe versus what was the other one? What did we say the other one was?
Cruel and
forgiving? It wasn't forgiving.
I don't remember what the other one was.
Because we argued that the
nature
universe
giveth and nature taketh.
Yeah, technically, or it's just there's more cruel nature that is not necessarily evil, and there's more like, I guess forgiving might be the one. Like, I think it's more of a better dichotomy between the two, but it's just like, I think in general with the human species, we lean towards being cruel to each other for survival's sake, and just like the wanting of men or resources or better genes, if you really want to look at it from a scientific perspective, really helps women. But now in a modern sense, fuck no. It's just like, dude, we can just go to the store and live. We don't really need to like eye a bitch down in the hall. Well, I do find it like, I'll be like, oh, my girlie was, being protective over me. I find it nice, but it's just like, if you think about it for a couple seconds longer, it's like, whoa, calm down.
It's fine. It's not that deep.
So I do think it is a little bit of like biologically speaking. Now, being raised, I also would say would play a pretty large factor in that. Because like genetics, of course, means that eventually becomes nature in general, like or cultural in general with us, and then we eventually spread it. So I would also say it's partly that too, but I think I would personally say it's majority like nature, because I think with us guys, guns, or like I don't even know, a war simulator, or like just something like, or adventuring. Finding things. That's like, see you're doing it.
Do you now that brings me to this question, because now I realize I really do like adventuring. Yeah. But why? Do you think biologically speaking, women are supposed to be the dominant gender of our species?
Damn, this
because
is a fucking giant Q&A.
Every other animal species has woman or female dominated societies.
It is true.
So humans are the only ones that don't.
We're like in a mix. It's never like, how do I do this? So
is it a mix though? Women in the comments tell us, is it really a mix?
So it depends. So technically looking at primates, for example, only looking at primates because that's our closest relatives, it really is a mix-up depending. With chimps, you can see a primary like female leader sometimes. Sometimes you can see a male chimpanzee leader. But if you look at, now apes in specific, not monkeys, that's different. Now if you look at gorillas are biologically made to be much more superior than a female. The difference between a male chimpanzee and a female chimpanzee isn't too heavily distinct compared to like gorillas and stuff. And so when you look at our closest relatives other than being chimpanzees is, oh my god, I'm forgetting their name. They're the ones that do three-ways.
I don't think that helps the search.
No, it doesn't help the search. But they do it, and it's weird. And they're also cucks, like straight up natural cucks. But they, and very similar to us, don't really have male to female leads. It's just depending on who's the strongest. Not the strongest. Who just ends up being the leader out of just like not democratic vote, but just like, you know, that guy knows where he's going. Let's go follow him.
Seems good.
Yeah. So they kind of do it like us. So using that information and stuff, I'm thinking they're called
mandrills?
Not mandrills. No. Those are monkeys.
Oh, those are monkeys. They have tails.
They have tails. Bonobos? Are the bonobos?
Those are the ones with the big noses. Big schnoz.
That's also a monkey. I forgot. There's one of them. I will probably send it to Caleb in post. But we're kind of similar in that regard. A lot of people compare us to that because it's like chimpanzees, full war. They are fucking nuts.
They hate everything.
They hate everything, and they are extremely brutal. Like, we can be brutal sometimes, but they're more naturally brutal than us, and it's insane. The monkeys I can't find the name of in specific at the exact same moment are just really horny and stuff, and we fall.
That seems pretty close to people.
Yes, so we fall slightly somewhere in the middle of that, and it goes for a lot more things. So in general, it just depends on the type of person you are. Now, there's some guys who will not take a woman's advice for shit,
and that's great. Well, I guess case in point, Pat McAfee.
Exactly. And then there's sometimes where a man, Byzantine Empire, of course, there was a lot of emperors who had wives who of course, needed a consort to help them with. So a woman's aid is sometimes used, but then there's women who just straight up just don't need a man and are hyper independent. So it's just it's like a case by case scenario. I think primarily speaking, though, it does lean in towards full man not needing anybody to woman influencing man decisions. It's somewhere in between that for the most part.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, we're all just people at the end of the day. Why don't we just get along?
Horny. You laugh, but it's genuinely just horny.
It honestly is.
Like, not to be a dick when I state this, but most of the world's problems, for a majority of it all, was probably about pussy.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious when you think about it like that. But for the most part, our conflicts are mostly kind of fucking stupid.
I think they're, for the most part, all of them have been for the most stupid reasons.
Like, I like Alexander the Great. Why the fuck did he need to conquer all of Persia?
You didn't need to do that.
It's like, I saw a vision from Zeus, and I'm all like, what the fuck? Also, Alexander the Great is a great example of needing a woman's advice. His mom gaslit the fuck out of him. You're the son of Zeus and all this. And I go, this woman slaughtered indirectly so many Persian men for no goddamn reason.
Just because she really wanted to gas up her son.
It's wild. And if you're speaking about historically speaking, many historians look at those type of women as just being crazy because it's all like, girl, what the fuck did you just do right now?
What have you done?
You've sent thousands of men to their deaths, and even more so to die without claiming victory. For what?
Isn't it crazy how moms are still like that today?
Oh, real?
Like, my baby can't do anything wrong. And he's like
A murderer.
He's like dissecting animals in their basement.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he's just a little scamp down there with his little hobbies.
Bitch, that ain't a hobby. He's a serial killer.
He killed your neighbor's cat.
Nah.
Oh, he said he was trying to do surgery. She had a tumor.
Maurice, he's killed 3 children. No.
He's 30 and he's killed actual people at this point. We need to take him.
Well, shockingly, going back to JoJo's, Araki looked up CIA guides while making Dio for like the psychological case of a villain. And my theory is while he was doing that, he probably got the idea for Yoshikage Kira. And a lot of the time with serial killers, it is just genuinely bad parenting. Now, I'm not saying it's specifically moms. It's in both regards of the parents being completely ignorant.
Some parent just ignoring every possible sign that they've raised their child wrong, and then double down on their parenting, and they're like, "Oh, my child's perfect; they can do no wrong." Because even like cultist leaders, a lot of them that I've heard, it's just like their parents basically tell them from the time they're born, they're like, "You are God."
That's also another great example of just guys just strictly doing it by themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's also Mexico has their first woman president.
That's true.
So there's another example of just women in general. We got all three.
So
yeah, it's always a case by case scenario. Genuinely speaking, while we are all biologically different, and we just have to accept that, in terms of the mental space, there are just better people at leading, regardless of gender.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Because there have been female.
Look at the current U.S. government.
Yeah. Some people might not like it, but El Salvador, they might have jailed in a lot of innocent people, but they fixed their country in terms of crime rate.
Things are better.
It's just like, is it leaning on fascism? I don't know.
And justify the means? That's the real question.
Of course.
And that's not our question to answer. We're stupid.
We are. We're very dumb.
We're dumb. We only talk about what we understand. And right now, that's partially basketball and partially human nature.
Exactly. So if we're going back to it, girlies are just hating to hate. They're just being dicks.
It's girl on girl hate right now.
Yeah.
That's basically from what I understood is what the situation is. It's just woman on woman hate because one's doing better. Which I hope, it seems like it's like the biggest part of this story came out about 2 weeks ago.
What was the biggest part?
That she wasn't going to be in the Olympics.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that soon it starts to kind of fizzle out and everybody's just starts to get along. It's just start becoming more competitive and for the benefit of the WNBA.
Yeah. But I think some people would argue this is just good all around.
Probably.
Because this is the most relevant it's been in years.
All publicity is good publicity. So the more controversial it becomes, the more it's going to be in the news. So in all reality, the pocketbooks of the WNBA are going to be winning.
They're winning right now. Absolutely.
I hope it becomes more competitive. That would be pretty cool.
I think it'd be pretty bitchin'. This is unrelated, but I realized there is octagon night fights.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Night?
Yeah. So back to again history. I'm Professor Metas today.
Professor.
Did you know that most night fights don't actually have the clash between two swords? No, it's knights beating the fuck out of each other with their hands. They're wrestling.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
And because of that, there's just octagon-based night fights. I might start gambling on night fights. This is amazing. I found it like 2 days ago, and I'm like, absolute cinema. Absolutely amazing. I'm just watching I saw a clip of a guy. I thought, I was like, no way. I saw a guy with the left shield on his forearm fucking use the tip of it as a jabber, bro, right to the dome, just fucking dong. I was like, oh shit! And they're just fucking
going at it.
They're fucking weaving, and I think their swords are dull. They're not meant to. They're just for bludgeoning purposes, but they got full armor on. They're just fucking swinging at each other. I'm like, this is the greatest sport ever.
See, my only question is if they're what's the point of them fighting fists if they have armor on? They could just take off the armor and then fight fists.
Because then it's just MMA. Motherfuckers want to see them in full.
But like,
attire.
wouldn't it be cooler if they had their armor and then they also had like
a sword
and fought like that? But like not like a sword that could actually kill them, but like a sword that they could beat each other with.
I think it just
and have it with the
it
same
might be
rules.
Just be the ignorance, because it's just like that's just how knights ended up fighting in the old days.
It makes sense once you get in close quarters with one another.
It's like, fuck this.
Weapons don't really work anymore.
Video game, Street Fighter 2 grapplers always have been a problem since the start of human history. So yes, when I dodge a grappler in a fighting game, it's just a true and tried example of why we invented guns. Grappling? Nah, my Glock.
It's your instinct.
Grapple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have to now think about it. This is just a random like side tangent, but like, does that mean most sword fights? I gotta look this up. Are just wrestling matches? Is wrestling just been the low key form of humanity fighting for like the past forever amount of years?
Probably.
And I've always just thought it's been two motherfuckers just like shing. But it's never been that. Well, depending on the scenario, in Japan for the most part, it was that. But like a single, I did not know the game of swords up until like a few years ago. It really just takes one slash and you're dead.
Oh yeah,
it's
crazy.
I was just like, really?
I mean, that probably is where it comes to the case where they would just start fist fighting at one point. Because also, I don't think their swords would have been as effective back then either.
So, yet again, history of Professor Alex. I've also been getting into swords for a completely unrelated reason. I'm just writing like a short story. Unrelated to the other big one I have. This one's just for pure testing. I'm just fucking putting down things on a screen and just been typing out a little story. But some swords in general, this is what I personally feel like. This is my controversial take. European classic swords, like the great swords, are just meant for stabbing. I think personally that the superior versions of most swords slice. I think slices are better than piercing. And I think that's why maybe this is a crazy take. Maybe knights were just pussies and just were like, let's everybody vote for the impaling one, so we just fist fight, so we don't die. I
don't think that would make them a coward, though. I think that just makes them smart.
I don't want to die.
That means their instinct is to live, which I think is smart.
Based Indian history knowers. Yes, the scimitar will fight with no armor, but will catch fucking swords. That's crazy. I love Eastern history. These motherfuckers were insane.
Oh yeah,
they'd block swords with, like, I know this is really dumb saying, but some motherfuckers barely any armor on, just with the fucking just a sheet of metal on their arm, would just block it. It's just like, what this? You know, that's parried. It's real insane.
That's the realest way to
They wear basically, I think the most, some of like would either wear like a lot of padding or chainmail and some padding. That's it. Knights and samurai are probably the very few examples of fully plated armor. And it's so weird.
I'm pretty sure being an actual like full suited knight was very inconvenient because that's very heavy armor.
Oh yeah,
but like
you can still move it.
I know samurai armor is meant to be a lot lighter.
Yeah,
but it's also not as strong. Yeah, but also you're not stuck in a tin can.
Exactly, it's made out of bamboo for the most part.
So it's like, man, was armor ever really worth it?
Technically speaking, not you. So
I mean, other than really against bows.
Bows were insane.
But like,
bows are so
other than
fucking
that,
wild.
You're just kind of a slow moving target.
Well, okay, knights aren't slow. They can move, but it's
as
like
fast as if they were without armor.
Oh, of course, because there's a lot of armor on. But they can move. They can do full sprint, not for very long, but they can do it. But longbows are it is wild what longbows can do. They can.
My point exactly.
They can just. They don't stop at one guy. A trained archerman, who technically in military talk is not as highly respected as a knight, could blow through a knight in one. It's just really, these things are huge. There's probably not as big as my wingspan, but they're probably at least half as that size. And it's just fucking full armor strength peasant style right through a man. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't mess with an archer. That is in video games when you think, wow, how are these fully functional CIA level members with all this Kevlar getting their ass beat by a bow and arrow? Respect that fucking bow and arrow, goddammit.
I don't know anybody who would question that.
People who just think Glocks are too cool.
Stupid.
Don't mess with modern bows. Modern bows are fucking wild. I really want like a modern longbow.
You should get one.
Yes, but first I gotta buy a revolver like I'm Clint Eastwood.
Like Clint Eastwood.
Fuck yeah.
Are you gonna watch the Olympics?
Man, I forget that shit happens.
I think the Olympics are probably some of the coolest things in sports.
I want an apple.
I do too.
Mariah's talking upstairs. Oh, I'll probably watch it. Maybe I'll watch the equestrian.
The equestrian?
I love horses.
I didn't know they had equestrian. I don't think I've ever seen the equestrian part of the Olympics.
Since we're talking about the Olympics, yes, they do have an equestrian. My mom watches it.
I usually watch the swimming.
Skateboarding.
ones.
I'll watch
Skateboarding. Oh, that one was so good last time.
Yes, I'll be watching that as well. But, fuck. Going back to original man talk, sometimes the ignorance of man is really funny because I find it fucking hilarious. The original Olympics is really just a bunch of really questionable straight men just wrestling each other.
Questionable straight men.
That didn't want any women seeing them.
That's actually
And if
crazy.
a woman did see them, it was punishable by death. Ever since
What?
Yes.
Why?
They were not allowed to see the Olympics under any circumstances. You were not allowed to see it.
Do men just naturally hate women?
Hey, from the example I used earlier, these motherfuckers dumb as hell.
This is stupid.
They don't even
It's absolutely stupid
No,
dudes out there.
The original Olympics was wild. They just did not.
That is wild.
They just did not want to do that. Also, this is unrelated.
Anybody who says who tries to be a masculine man by using Spartans or any of those guys from ancient Rome.
Okay, you just should have said Athens because Spartans, on the other hand, oh, they love their women. They're like bad bitches.
Yeah, but
we only like the finest of them.
Weren't they also kind of fruity too sometimes with each other?
Wait, I can't remember if this is Athens or not.
'Cause I remember always hearing that it was the Spartans.
Somewhere in Greece and the islands. They did act kind of PDF files, if you know what I'm talking about.
What?
I am not joking. That is real. Greece was kind of fucking wild. They would, in order to become a man, there were some certain requirements in some of these older militaries that are extremely questionable, and I don't think really related back to the whole conquest of things. And I question them extremely. But yeah, some extremely guys with a lot of testosterone just really don't like women for some reason. I don't know why. And I think that one's not biological. That's just culturally speaking. It is funny.
I don't like that.
Yeah, every time I think of Master Chief, I'm like, damn it, why'd you have to be in that you have to be a Spartan. Could have been like a knight or something.
Let's go positive on this. Let's talk about the modern Olympics. So you watch the.
Why are they always so horny?
The modern Olympics?
Yeah, it had to change. They're still horny. The Olympics every year has to actively make it to where their Olympians can't do each other for some reason. Yeah, they have to make like beds that just can't let people fucking.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I get it. You're in a room with some of the most athletically built people, and when a guy sees a girl, and
something happens.
They're both athletically fit,
unless they're Greek.
Unless they're Greek.
I'm Greek. Show me your ball, says Kratos.
But no, I was more thinking on the aspect of the skateboarding from last time.
Oh yeah, I love this
about how it was all like 12-year-olds winning.
Amazing.
All from I think is a little Japanese kid.
Really?
Won the gold.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I remember me and Colby watching it, and there was just this little tiny thing. She, I think, was like 11 or 12, but she was just tearing it up.
Damn. I didn't know they had sauce like that in Japan.
Honestly, that's probably the best part of the Olympics.
I gotta lock in then.
Gotta watch the skateboarding.
Gotta watch.
It's awesome. There's another one that I liked watching. I think the tennis is usually pretty good.
You just like tennis in general.
I do like tennis in general, and they added rugby, I think last year as well.
Do they do football? I don't think they do.
Rugby's basically the. Oh wait, I think are they doing football this year?
I don't know.
I remember hearing something about them adding football, but I don't know if they actually implemented it yet, because it'd be very unbalanced with the NFL being all American or all United States.
Just fucking start grabbing your teams.
No, we're getting the gold, silver, and bronze in the Olympics.
Yeah. How would that even?
I don't think they're going to ever add football. Until the NFL becomes international, I doubt they'll ever add American football.
Yeah.
Because it just wouldn't be fair. We have all the best players.
Because no other fucking country
no one else plays. How many NFL titles do you guys have? 0. How much does the United States have? All of them.
45.
We've won every Super Bowl.
It'd be so wild. I don't know how Americans would react to losing to Zimbabwe and
losing to Germany in the Super Bowl.
That'd be wild.
That would be crazy.
I don't even think you could
be
really
in shambles.
I don't think you could do it in general. That would be extremely difficult.
I think they're slowly trying to implement it, but right now it's just all the teams are in one country. It's easy for them to all play each other.
No.
That's probably where the basis of it is right now.
At most, we get Canada.
It is convenience. So Canada and Mexico could get teams.
Yeah.
I think that would work. I think that'd be neat.
I remember there was a conspiracy theory a while back where they were like, the European Union's going to get a football league.
They're supposed to have one in Britain.
Yeah, or something like that.
Have a team.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was always a rumor, but never happened.
Never does.
But that's another good. I always watch. Like I said, I always watch the swimming and diving ones. I don't know why.
Michael Phelps has more gold medals than all of Mexico combined.
So crazy. Michael Phelps is a beast.
More medals in general.
You remember the Shark Week where they had him race a shark?
No. Yeah. How close was it?
I think he won. Let me look it up.
He beat a fucking shark?
I gotta look it up.
What?
I just remember I was disappointed because he didn't actually race a shark in the water, which I don't know why I would even expect that he would actually race a shark in the water. That'd just be stupid.
Uh-huh.
But let me see.
You're kidding me. What the fuck were the parameters? I doubt this.
Phelps beat a shark.
What in the... This sounds like an anime ass power scaling.
All right. Well, You might be shocked. Michael Phelps lost his race to a great white shark by 2 seconds.
How big was the great white? Is this like a prime great white shark?
I have to assume.
What is Michael Phelps?
Raced a great white. This was back in 2017.
What the hell?
What? It's been no. What do you? I thought this just happened. What do you mean this happened in 2017?
This is wild. What the fuck?
Oh my.
How the? Bro, I am beyond confused right now.
This is crazy.
I'm surprised
for
nobody understanding why I'm confused, because I understand this. Sharks, a great white is bigger than my Toyota Tacoma.
He beat a reef shark in a race.
That's still fucking okay. I want to explain this for the audience. So humans, for the most part, suck in water. The average human doesn't know how to swim exactly properly. So trying to outswim like a shark, which has lived as long as trees have been on the earth, is insane. These guys are built to be in the water. And the fact that a mammal who doesn't have any of the parameters a great white shark has in the water,
None of their skills,
only lost by
2 seconds.
By 2 seconds is an insane ass feat. This is the equivalent of those stories of you hear that are historically correct of a man fighting a bear and them drawing, and you go, what the hell?
So
this is insane.
In the 100-meter swim against the great white, he got 38.1 seconds to the shark's 36.1.
Holy,
that's so crazy.
That's insane. That's like basically
I remember watching him too. I think the 2012 Olympics was like the first one I really watched. And I just remember seeing him just like, he was literally just like, as soon as the race started, he was just gone. Like the other swimmers could not keep up with him.
Dude, I don't even, because I have to put if you would have put them side by side, the shark is only like one, like if we're using racing terms, one bad turn away from them just being literally neck and neck. That's insane. I didn't know your game, Michael Phelps.
Michael
My bad.
Phelps is
I didn't know, dog.
That guy's actually crazy.
I didn't know you had a game like this.
Like any Olympics I'd watch, like I could never really tell like who the players or who the racers were by just their caps, because there would be multiple like US or multiple of each country.
He repped his own country.
But I would know which one was Michael Phelps
by the aura alone.
By how far ahead he'd be of the other swimmers.
He walks into him. Oh, damn, Michael Phelps is really doing good. How'd you know it was Michael Phelps?
Because he's like a whole mile away from the rest of them. Like literally he'd be turning and like lapping other swimmers.
That's God. I didn't know he had a game like this.
He has game.
Isn't he like not to be mean, like a freakazoid, like in body shape? Like he's just he just doesn't look like a human.
He's built insane.
It's like why you got your arms so long?
Yeah.
Why you look like
He's
that?
literally built for swimming.
Wild.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps is the prime example of the human species adapting in ways that we didn't think were possible.
Pretty much.
Michael Phelps is the first step in becoming mermaids.
The diving competitions is always like, it's always the other countries have like girls in like their 20s or like late teens. And then China comes out with like 12-year-olds every time. It's always like little kids and they're like are crazy. I don't know. Apparently,
abuse.
Apparently those children are just exceptional at everything.
When you have a population of 1 billion, I expect you to at least have a few Gokus. Now it's supposed to be racist just in general with their skills.
Their skill set's just unmatched. Like some of them are just gonna absolutely go crazy at one specific thing and become some of the best in the world at it.
Choo choo, says the
Choo.
baby upstairs.
But yeah, I don't know. I really like watching the Olympics. I think they're neat.
I'll lock in this year.
I remember my dad had to tell all of his buddies at work one time during the 2012 Olympics that because he'd always call
The 2012 Olympics with Mario and Sonic?
Yes.
Are we going to do Mario and Sonic Olympic Games?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I need my GOAT franchise to come back.
They made the 2021 and I never heard anything else.
It's better to make it 2025.
2024.
2024.
But no, because I spent that entire summer, like the TV was on the Olympics all day, every day, and I'd sit on the couch watching that, playing on my 3DS. And I remember my dad would call from work because he'd always check in on how I was doing during the summer. Mm-hmm. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like,
Olympics.
I'm watching the Olympics. He's like, "Oh, what's on?" I was like, just the women's beach volleyball." And he just had to hang up that phone call and tell all the guys at work his 8-year-old son was just sitting at home watching beach volleyball.
Real.
The real. He's like,
attaboy. I'm watching women's volleyball.
And honestly, at that age, I guess things haven't changed. I was like, man, they're really good at volleyball.
So, for anybody wondering what that meant, Caleb likes to look at their ass.
No, that's not true.
I like to look at their balls flying in the air.
Somehow that made it worse. But yeah. No, I'm into the skills of people. I want to see people at peak performance.
The skills. I get you.
No, see, now you're thinking like they thought. But you have to remember.
I love the game. I love the game, Alex.
From everything we've experienced, just recording the entirety of this podcast, how do you truly expect that was my real reaction, or am I telling the truth that it was like, man, they're good at volleyball?
No matter what the truth is, it's funnier if we don't go with it.
No matter what the truth is, nobody ever believes me.
No.
That's the story of my life. I lie and people believe me, but I tell the truth and they think I'm lying.
Man, it can't be right. I love the game.
Yeah, he's lying.
You just like the shorts.
He's just looking at they weren't wearing shorts. They were wearing bikinis.
So you were looking, you little shit.
No.
This isn't open your game.
The only reason I know... I mean, America colors, I'd have to assume.
And what are those? White with red, white with blue, red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue with stars?
No, blue, maybe?
He was definitely taking them out.
I feel like I'm getting harassed. I'm just trying to watch volleyball. Nah, I'm being called a perv. 8-year-old Caleb was called a perv for just enjoying the sport.
You know, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't think an 8-year-old can be a perv.
It's true.
I think that only applies to grown men. When it comes to younger kids, you're just feeling it out.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what you like. And 8-year-old Caleb just like hot girls and volleyball.
Gymnastics? That was also cool too.
You know what? I fucking hate gymnastics.
What's wrong with gymnastics?
I don't like it. No specific reason why. I just don't like it.
You don't like seeing people just flip and dip all over the place like they're
I like Michael Phelps in water. Where's the water?
You like seeing Michael Phelps beat sharks?
Yes.
That is crazy.
I would like gymnastics if the women were fighting tigers that knew how to jump.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
This doesn't help my case. But man, I only really remember watching the women's sports in the Olympics. I think those are the only ones on.
Okay, maybe that just shows that like nobody was caring about.
I'd watch the women's and then the men's swimming. That was basically what I remember being on.
Maybe the modern Olympics is just really girly.
Maybe.
But not girly and like, go girl. It just, go girl. As they rub their hands and twirl their mustaches.
No, my reputation.
Hey, you're the one saying you only remember the women's sports of Michael Phelps.
Look,
look.
That's all that I remember being on. I watched the skateboarding.
What were you playing? On the 3DS.
I'll let you take one guess as to what I could possibly have been playing.
Pikmin.
No.
I'm being funny. It's probably either Pokemon or Animal Crossing.
I think it was Animal Crossing. When did Animal Crossing New Leaf come out?
I meant Bomberman with that one. I don't know why I said Pikmin. I imagined Oswald as Bomberman for some reason.
2012, yeah. Checks out. Checks out. That's what I would have been doing.
What are you doing, Caleb?
Actually, no.
Watching volleyball.
You know what? That's wrong. I got Animal Crossing in 2013 because that's when it came out in the U.S. I was playing Mario Kart.
I was wrong.
We were both wrong.
We were both wrong.
But yeah, that's what I spent.
Now the real question is, what team were you voting for?
USA.
So I'm going to ask you another question. This will determine
I
it
also
all.
would go for Germany too.
In volleyball?
Just in general. Okay. I just liked seeing when Germany would do good.
I can't anymore with these jokes.
What are you?
I'm leaving it within my brain.
No.
Anyway.
What are you trying to say?
You goddamn know well you've known me for long enough.
You were going to call me a Nazi, weren't you?
There was a meme that appeared in my head where right now the opacity went from 0 to 100 of just Hitler. We don't have to worry about it. And totally there was a background music while I was playing. No. That's not the point. The original question was, who looked the best? Who was the best one in their bikini? If you have this opinion, did you have a favorite?
No, I was watching them perform their sport.
Okay.
I was watching them compete
on this podium in front of the jury. Are you saying the truth?
I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. I have no soul to swear on anymore because it's already bet on whether or not dogs go to heaven. But I swear on my honor that's what my intent was.
Kill him! All right.
Wait a minute.
Kill him.
No, but yeah, Olympics are cool.
Neat.
Probably try to catch more of them this year.
I'd be down.
I want to watch the basketball one though.
Man, it ain't the same, man. Same fucking prime 2008.
Ping pong. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Ping pong is wild.
Gotta watch ping pong this year. That's probably gonna be on at like 3 a.m. though. There's no way I'll be able to watch it. That's probably what. Were all the women's sports placed prime time?
Caleb's starting to finally understand why.
Is that the reason why I only watched the women's sports? Because they were the only ones on
to circle around
U.S. time.
To circle them around to the beginning of this podcast on why specific things are shown on screen and why specific things are talked about. The American gaze is mostly male. To keep them interested, throw some ass and titties on screen, not in an entirely sexual nature, and motherfucker, you will get your ad revenue.
Oh my gosh, is that why the women's swimming was always on at 9 o'clock?
Yep.
And the gymnastics were on at 8?
Yep.
And the beach
yep.
volleyball was on at noon?
All of it. There was a woman in prime time daylight hours.
And all the men's sports took place after midnight?
Yep.
Oh no.
No, you're starting to get it. The Olympics doesn't really... The Olympics is bad.
It's not about... I'm the only one who cared about the performance of the athletes?
Yep. Because I won't lie. When I was there and I was watching the Olympics, I wasn't watching the sports. I wasn't watching the sports.
Is that why you've been so judgmental on me? You were just trying to put me down with you.
I wasn't saying... I already know I'm bad. I don't even throw you underneath the bus with me. I got all the other
man. With me. Oh man, I just want to watch people be athletic.
The Olympics are just bad in general. They leave a wake of destruction after wherever they settle down, unless it's not.
Good news, they're in LA next time.
So it'll just stay the same.
We should go.
To the Olympics?
Yeah, when they're in LA.
I hate LA.
But the Rams are there.
Doesn't mean I like the place.
Have you ever been?
No. But just entering there and hearing everybody's complaints, it's like, oh.
We can still go.
Maybe. I'd
I
rather
think
like
that'd be neat.
I'd rather like go to nature instead of going to concrete.
Maybe then we wouldn't only have to watch the women's sports. We could see the men's sports too.
I can't see these jokes. I can't. I can't. I am no longer 16 years old. I'm a 22-year-old man.
Yeah.
God damn it, Caleb. We're going to go see those men's sports.
I want to see all of them. I want to see everybody compete. And I want to see the U.S. win so many gold medals.
Real.
We're the only ones who win. That was my favorite part. Not even the sport, was just hearing the national anthem play after every single competition.
Caleb, that ironic, Caleb, any other time American media is presented. Fuck these guys. American sports. USA.
USA. USA. See, that just goes to show I care about the people.
Real.
Anyway.
God, thinking of all these jokes now. I'm cursed with knowledge.
Is it knowledge, or are you just immature and your little 12-year-old Alex is squeaking in your brain like...
Yes, but there's two of them.
There's a 12 and a 16-year-old Alex. They're both turning little knobs. They're like, oh, look at these little
chicks. Metas is out the building right now. That motherfucker went out for coffee. Let the fucking children take control of the ship. Also, random quote. This is probably the last thing that we'll be talking about. I want to watch Inside Out too. I just don't want to go to the theaters, but apparently, from what I've seen, it looks like absolutely peak fiction.
The first one was
probably
good.
on the same level as Turning Red, from what I'm looking at here. In terms of like, I'm always a big advocate for these younger women getting like women-driven like problem stories.
Their stories are being told.
I love Turning Red. Absolutely fantastic.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Overhated.
I don't know why I was hated. Probably
specifically by Redditors.
Fuck them.
Those Reddit modder or the mods.
Go Goon. Go Goon, you loser. Well, I get laid and
not after
read my
watching
women's
Turning Red, though,
literature
please.
books.
Yeah, there you go. Tell him. You tell him. You tell him.
Wow.
But yeah, I've made a vow ever since watching Finding Dory in theaters that I'll never watch a children's movie in theaters ever again.
Which is sad because you probably want to.
I mean,
but it's just like, why is there a grown man just in a, is that not the way that you were thinking?
No, it was because it was just a horrible experience.
Oh yeah, no, that
everyone in that theater was just awful. It was like awful watching that movie. So I was like, yeah, I'm never watching a children's movie ever again in theaters.
You either have to go with the earliest showing or the latest.
If I want to watch it, I'll wait till it's out digitally.
No, it
Other than that, I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm probably assuming like in the next 2 months will probably be out on
Disney.
Disney.
It'll be on Disney Plus. Movies come out so fast now.
I'm so happy they do, and it just proved to me as a child that 6 months to like a year waiting for a movie to come out again was never entirely right.
Well, I think that was for the benefit of the theater industry.
I hate the theater industry. I want my movies. I hated capitalism as a child. I want it now.
I want it now.
Why do I have to wait?
Actively people losing jobs now because of it.
I didn't say younger Alex was smart. But no.
Younger Alex and younger Caleb were in completely different ideologies of the world.
I love these sports.
Devious activities.
Hold on, sweep it on my face and just bottom text.
Yeah.
Impact.
Real. Maybe am I the weird one? Am I the odd one out?
To leave on a quote for the audience and Caleb right now and Caleb in post. Just because you're not in the majority of opinion does not mean you're wrong.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it for this week's episode.
I gotta take a shit. I thought I'd tell you.
We went from being so serious at like the first half of this episode, and then it just slowly diluted into stupid.
Some people like the serious and then the funny.
I don't know how we do that so seamlessly.
The nature of our friendship.
I don't think you can find the cutoff where we go from serious to stupid. It just happens.
It just does.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta take a poo.
Poo? That's your final comment? Gotta poop?
Fiber. Eat your fiber.
That's true. Message of the day.
Colon cancer, motherfucker. It will get you.
But yeah, that's it for this week. Be sure to
Protein.
Eat your protein. Eat your fiber. Go to the gym. Hit the gym. Become swole. Get big.
You know what my plan was for today if I wasn't going, if I wasn't lazy?
Work out?
Not workout. It was to, just because we're doing this so late and I got distracted this morning. My original plan was to go on an adventure to go find, those water bottles that are in the shape of like dumbbells and just like barbells and stuff? Ever seen those?
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm such a cheapskate, so you can start laughing. I wanted us to go on a bro journey, just chit-chatting to find those, then go out to the dunes and fill those water jugs with sand so I can just use them at home. Because, barbells are just mostly made out of sand and like are for $40. I could have saved myself like $30.
I got mine for cheap.
Really? For how much?
I think it's like 15.
Wow, fuck. That's good. No, I went to fucking Sportsman's and Dick's. I'm like, for a 25-pound weight, this shit's $40?
That's actually crazy.
Individually.
That's actually crazy. I got mine for super cheap.
Fuck.
I went to Walmart, though.
Yeah, I wanted to do that because it was fun. But that's not the plan. The plan now is to write. Use my brain.
Use your brain.
And then tomorrow is just, tomorrow's not editing. I have to help people move. Moving is such a bore.
I had to go get fireworks this weekend.
Oh, it's fucking right. 4th of July.
Become a pyromaniac.
Don't burn any fields. Pastime. Well, anyway, that's it for this week. Like, comment, subscribe, share the podcast, do all that stuff, and tell us your favorite part of the episode. That's it. See you guys next week. Deuces.
Peace out.